feel today? Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to that! And let's go to that!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready! And let's go to that! And let's go to that!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready? And let's go to that! And let's go to that! It's a wrap. Game over.
All right. Game is not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. And it is our Talk Your Team Tuesday live here on the award-winning show. So glad to be back with y'all. And obviously, man, we got a lot to talk about after week one is officially on the books. We're going to have our first week's winner of the Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. Tomorrow, I will announce the winner. We had about 47 entries. So if you got other friends, other family that you want to get in, tell them they can get in on week number 2, but they need to play every week. So at the end of 18 weeks, they could be in for a chance to win $500 cash if they're in the top 6 of the Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. I see all mad done jumped in right away. I expected Dallas Cowboy fans to be on here to talk their team because nobody, and I do mean nobody, was more impressive than the Dallas Cowboys. They dog walked the New York Giants in New Jersey without a leash. Like they literally didn't even put a leash on them. They said, you better not move. All right, heel. And all the Giants did was everything that the Dallas Cowboys wanted them to do. So, all mad, you got it, man. If I had to do power rankings, which I will do them tomorrow, I'll have power rankings tomorrow for the entire league. I'll have the quarterback power rankings. And, of course, we will have the winner of this week's Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. And, again, congratulations to whoever that winner is. I don't even know at this point. The team is tallying those numbers up as we speak, and we'll have them for me tomorrow. Coming on, we got confirmation. Aaron Rodgers is done for the season for the New York Jets. He suffered a torn Achilles last night after not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 plays. That was his New York Jets debut. 4 plays, torn Achilles, out for the rest of the season. Got to give some love to Zach Wilson, though. Got to give some love to Zach Wilson. I'm not a fan, never have been, but he came in and did what he needed to do for the entire rest of the game and got the dub for his team in overtime, 22-16. Now, Buffalo Bills fans, y'all ended with a lot of drama last year after their playoff loss, and there was drama between the wide receiver 1 and QB 1. What say you now that your quarterback, a MVP candidate and all-pro contender, came out and threw 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions? Week 1, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. I'm telling you, if that had been somebody else, and I know folks want to say, what about isms? If that had been somebody else, he would be getting roasted. He better bounce back for week number 2, because as of right now, that was abysmal. And he will not be in our top 10 quarterback rankings for this coming week. You just won't be. I mean, if you're mad about that, you just want to be mad. But again, it's Talk Your Team Tuesday. All right, so let's get it. I'm going to take a break. I see BS3, Ben Sutter III. Brother, I know y'all got to be happy about those Cowboys. They literally made a statement to be the number 1 team in the lunch break power rankings for this week. I'll have those tomorrow. Who else should be in? Who else? Philly, Cleveland dog walk Cincinnati. The score wasn't indicative of it, but when you look at the stats and what they held Joe Burrow to, yeah, they got dog walk. I'm going to take my first break. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Doc, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. If you're looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show. BS3 Network proudly presents.
I am Cole Johnson and welcome to
Go Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
When the man said that Sharifa Barksdale is on the verge, she's getting ready to set the world record. And I lost concentration and I fall off that hurdle. I was devastated.
One of our hopes for the Olympic Games, Sharifa Barksdale from Tennessee, a fine intermediate hurdler ranked 10th in the world at 400 meters.
Posición game ball de Canadá, dominando la prueba y la estadounidense Sharifa Barksdale está en.
When I fell over that hurdle, it ended my career. And then all of a sudden, my coach grabs me by the throat. And I was going through some paperwork and seeing that he had spent 10 years in prison. And I was just like floored. It turned to domestic violence. I was terrified. So if I left, I don't know if I was going to die. My family didn't know if they was going to get a phone call to say that Sharifa was dead.
8910 radio, I said a vehicle took a shot at me. Southbound on East 95th.
Broke the U.S. record in the 400-meter hurdles. Represented the United States of America.
Imagine being on the biggest, fastest roller coaster that you have ever been on. That's the way my life was for 20 years.
I never had no trouble out of her being what she wanted to be. Because if this is what she wanted to be a runner, well, God bless her, and He did.
My name is JM&E, and I won $500 on the lunch break for keeping up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.
All right, y'all, we're back here at the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. All right, so as I said, we're going to announce the winner tomorrow of this week's Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. We had about 47 entries, so if you want to get somebody in, you still got time. Tell them all they got to do is get me their picks. I got to have their picks by this coming Thursday. And this coming Thursday by 5 p.m. Central. 5 p.m. Central. I need your picks. And then for the tiebreaker, use the Monday night game between the Steelers and Cleveland. There's 2 Monday night games coming up. Use the one between the Steelers and Cleveland as your tiebreaker. Steelers and Cleveland. Give me the exact final score between Cleveland and the Steelers on Monday night at 7:15. There is another Monday night game, but again, use the Steelers-Cleveland game as your tiebreaker. And again, get me those picks by Thursday at 5 p.m. Central. All right. I got a bunch of comments. Let me get to those. Let's see. All Mad said, feel bad for the young lady that was attacked by Kevin Porter Jr. He needs to be out of the league to show that shouldn't happen. Donna Coleman Holman came by. I just left that there. Notice I didn't add any comments to that. I just left that there. Donna Coleman Holman said, out of the league, Dana White's UFC mogul, nothing happened to him. Was he wrong? Yes. All Matt said, the young man has a history. There needs to put a stop before somebody gets hurt real bad. Donna said, it's personal. All right. Kim Negrete jumped in and shouted out, hello, guys. Hello, Kim Negrete. Good to see you jumping in. Donna said, oh, I'm talking about Shedeur with its personal. Okay, I got you. Yeah, Shedeur said that butt whooping that Colorado put on Nebraska was personal. And then Matt Rule tried to come back and say, oh, no, we were just praying at the center of the field, and we even invited Shedeur to pray with us. And I never said anything bad about an opponent. Bruh, you do know that Coach Prime and the Buffaloes are keeping receipts of everybody who had something to say about the way Coach Prime went about building the undefeated Colorado Buffalo team, right? You do know that. Baby, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. If Coach Prime and them had started out 0-2, oh, yeah, people would be doubling down on the things that they had to say about the way he put this team together. The things that they said about Shedeur Sanders being in JUCO last year, and the man was at Division I Jackson State in the SWAC, a historically black college and university that leads all FCS schools in attendance. All of them. All of them, by far. But yeah. Now folks are like, oh, I never said anything. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And we got receipts. So Matt Rule, you are more of what Nebraska has been experiencing for the last several years. Y'all are 0-2. Fix your life. Fix your life. Coach Prime, top 25. Let me look at the college football rankings, which I don't give much credence to because these cats are bought and sold. In the coaches poll, Colorado is number 21, just ahead of Clemson that got dog walked in their season opener and had to come on late against an FCS school to get a big win. Colorado's number 21 in the coaches poll. In the AP, Colorado is number 18. Number 18. Behind LSU that's got one loss. Behind Kansas State, Oregon State, Ole Miss, and there you got Colorado. So yeah, I give no credit to the polls, the rankings on these national rankings. I no credit. I give them nothing. Wait a minute. So Matt Rule is a BM. I want to know what BM is. I want to know what BM is. Like, I feel like it's something I should be laughing about, but I don't know what it is. So I don't know. Tell me, Keith. Tell me what it is. Donna Coleman-Holman said Shedeur insinuated he could not put those numbers up in the SWAC. Talent was better. I'm just saying. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him. Apparently, Mel Kiper Jr., the prolific, prognosticator when it comes to where players will go in the NFL draft, has Shedeur Sanders up to number 3 in his poll. Please. Oh, it's a bodily function. Keith, I knew I wanted to laugh. I just needed to know what I was fitting to laugh about. Thank you. I got it. I love you, bro. I love you. All right, let me take another break. I'll come back and let's get to these games. Take a break. We'll be right back with more right after this, after more good stuff from BS3 Network. BS3 Network, home of the lunch break, award-winning lunch break. And we're powered by JM&E. Be right back.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and what Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Steph Curry, Tim Anderson, Jordan Alvarez, and it's caught. Debo Samuel with the catch.
Michael Jordan consents.
The throw just got the king.
BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
My name is JM&E, and I won $500 on the lunch break of the Keeping Up with the Joneses Bracket Challenge.
Hey, who's going to get that money this week? Who is going to get that money this week out of our 47 entries into this week's lunch break weekly, keeping up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. Somebody's going to win $50 this week, courtesy of the Sports and Wellness Doc, the Hartwell Clinic, and, of course, my insurance company, putting up, the money for $50 each week. And at the end of the year, if you're in the top 6, you get a chance to compete for $500 cash, like Jameis Winston, like Miss Pearl, Jameis Winston, like Jameis Jeter, Miss Pearl. You get a chance to win that money. All right. So let me see what Donna Coleman-Holman says. Donna says, players don't make great coaches. I beg to differ. Jason Whitlock never played anything but pickleball. Yeah, that dude is straight trash. I'm for real, straight trash. All right, let's get to these games. Surprises all around these games. So it started on last Thursday night when the Detroit Lions beat the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs 21-20. I had to get in Todd's behind because my brother, Dr. Aki, was trying to get some content for, being a broadcast journalist. And he said, did Kansas City lose because they didn't have Eric Bieniemy, because they didn't have Chris Jones, or something else? And I said, all of the above. Todd Malcolm comes on with his little happy-go-lucky behind and is like, oh, stop. It wasn't because of Eric Bieniemy. Just stop. Listen, be who you are. Be a fan. But let broadcast journalists do their job to obtain content. Stop telling people to stop posting questions. If you don't like the question, scroll by it. I need to go hang with all them other folks that are idiots and out here trying to do the job in an idiotic way. You need content. One of the ways to get content is to ask controversial questions, even if people don't like it. Todd gonna respond back, hey, AJ, I hope you and your family has been well. Translation, I don't want no smoke. I'm sick and tired of these Johnny-come-latelys getting on here telling people how to do their jobs. If you want your own podcast, Todd, I can get you going right here at JM&E. That's what we do. So if you want your own podcast and you want to be an a-hole on your podcast, do that. Hey, Pat McAfee has got a whole segment on ESPN. Do that. You never know where you're going to end up. But leave other people's stuff alone. Jerk. All right. So anyway, let me get to this. So Tuesday night, it was the Lions over Kansas City. Kansas City has now agreed to a 1-year deal with Chris Jones. He will play this week. Then on Sunday, Baltimore just exposed the Texans. And I've been saying it. You got 3 starters missing on your offensive line. I don't care how well C.J. Stroud was going to play. He wasn't going to do that if you had 3 starters missing and that line was leaky. He got sacked 5 times. He got hurried many more times than that, and he got hit almost on every single play. Did not throw an interception, did not throw a touchdown, and completed 64% of his passes for 242 yards. So he played well. He just didn't have time to make things happen. So they got dog walked by Baltimore 25-9. Got to give some love to Will Anderson Jr., though. That brother is as advertised. Will Anderson Jr., 6 tackles, a tackle for loss, a sack, 3 hurries, and he hit the quarterback multiple times. He just couldn't get it done by himself. That defense was left out there far too long by a leaky offensive line. And I got to tell you, I wasn't overly impressed with the play calling by the new offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans. Wasn't impressed at all. It's week 1, so I'm sure he had the jitters as well. But we'll see what they do in week number 2 when they host the Indianapolis Colts this coming Sunday at noon. All right, the other game. The Cleveland Browns dog-walked the Cincinnati Bengals, holding one of the most prolific offenses to 3 points. Joe Burrow threw 31 times, completed 14 of them for, say it with me, 82 yards. Oh, AJ's coming off of an injury. Well, baby, he shouldn't have been out there then because they locked his butt down. Now, I will tell you that Deshaun didn't do much better. I expected Deshaun to have MVP-like numbers. This wasn't the week. 16 for 29, $154, a touchdown and an INT. He also ran 40 for 45 yards and a touchdown. So Deshaun is going to get it done in different ways. But the Browns got a quality win in week number 1. Jacksonville did what I thought that they were going to do. They beat the Colts. Let's look at Anthony Richardson. They beat the Colts 31-21. Anthony Richardson in his debut, 24 for 37, not bad. They said he couldn't throw the ball. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. 223 yards, a touchdown, and an INT, and he led the team in rushing with 40 yards and a touchdown. Willie giving us the facts of the Cleveland game and the Bengals. It was raining. Agreed. That will affect the stats. But again, the biggest thing is they got a win, and that defense was, that defense was obnoxious. That Cleveland defense was obnoxious. I loved it. So, again, thanks, Willie, for tuning in. Will Knows Podcast coming to your podcasting sites near you soon. Get us out here, Willie. Get us out here, bro. All right, so then the Saints surprised Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill. Oh, boy. I'm Tennessee. I ain't happy at all with the quarterback play. Saints came back and beat Tennessee 16-15, but Ryan Tannehill was horrendous. 16 for 34, less than 50% passing, 198, but not one, not two, but 3 INTs in the loss to a New Orleans Saints team that, I ain't impressed. All right, let's keep going. 49ers, I thought that defense was going to drop off after DeMeco Ryans left. Boy, was I wrong. And Brock Purdy is the real deal. I don't know what it is about his preparation. I don't know what it is about his game planning. I don't know what it is about his zen. I mean, this brother is just cool as the other side of the pillow in honor of Stuart Scott. So, hey, they did Pittsburgh in 30-7 in Pittsburgh. Good win. Eagles got the win over the Patriots. Again, I like that game. It was raining in that one too. Jalen Hurts, 22 for 33, $170, a touchdown in the win. And then Mac Jones, 35 for 54, 316 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 INT. I'm telling you, New England is not going to be able to win with Mac Jones throwing the ball that much. They're just not. And that's the Bill O'Brien offense. We've seen it, and it just does not work. I already talked about the Cowboys. What about the Falcons? They are going to be a surprise team in the NFC South. The Falcons are going to be a surprise team in the NFC South. I know they played the Panthers. I know that was a rookie versus a second-year quarterback. Bryce Young, 20 for 38, $146, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He got sacked twice for 19 yards. But on the other side, Desmond Ridder, 15 for 18, $115, touchdown, no interceptions. They had great ball control running it. If Atlanta can keep that running game going, they're going to be a problem for a lot of teams in the NFC South. All right, the Buccaneers got to win. Baker Mayfield trucking people on the sideline, talk about, hey, get your weight up and all that. Again, the Baker Mayfield MO, start out hot, fall off the cliff, and blame everybody else but himself. But, hey, Tampa got to win over the Vikings 20-17. I think the Vikings are going to have a tough year. Washington got a win over the Cardinals. Again, Sam Howell making his first start, 20-16. What about Jordan Love and the Pack? Yes, they beat a Bears team that not many folks expect much out of, But Jordan Love, I got to give him some love. Jordan Love, 15 for 27, 245, and not one, not two, but 3 touchdowns and 0 INTs. The man can play. It's Jordan Love time. It's Jordan Love time up in Cheeseheadville. All right, the Raiders upset the Broncos 17-16. Jimmy Garoppolo is a good NFL quarterback. 20 for 26, 200, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT. But on the other side, y'all told me Russell Wilson was washed. 27 for 34, buck 77, 2 touchdowns, no INTs, had his team on the brink of a nice win. And again, Raiders pulled it out. All right, the Dolphins, another surprise team. If Buffalo's going to play the way Buffalo's playing, I'm giving the AFC East to Miami. Miami. Again, big win, 36-34 over the Chargers. Tua Tagovailoa, 28 for 45, 466 yards. 3 touchdowns and only 1 INT, and he got his team the win. Justin Herbert threw for 228, a touchdown, and no INTs. But again, the Dolphins got the win. Rams beat the Seahawks 30-13, and then you know what happened on Monday night. So there it was, man. That's what it was. It went down like that week 1 of the NFL regular season. A lot of surprises. We'll see who comes out on top tomorrow in the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. We'll pay out that $50 tomorrow, and I got to have your picks in for week 2 by Thursday night at 5 p.m. Thursday night at 5 p.m. Central, and use the second Monday night game between Cleveland and Pittsburgh as your tiebreaker. Give me the exact final score for both teams. Text them to me, 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. Or email them, aj@jonesmediaandent.com. One of the interns will say, got him, and you are in. All right, got to roll. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it except tune in tomorrow for Winning Wednesday. We'll be back.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. Number 1. A strike deadline is set for Thursday, September 14th at 11:59 p.m. for 150,000 auto workers. If the UAW does not reach an agreement with the Big Three, they could walk off the job. The Big Three Detroit auto companies, General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, have each submitted proposals for 10% pay increases, but they have been rejected by the UAW. Automotive consulting firm J.D. Power reports that new vehicle prices could rise by less than 2% if the strike lasts about 2 weeks. Number 2, polls indicate that Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina is as single as his approval ratings, as the only black Republican senator has come under fire recently for being unmarried. Senator Scott has been reluctant to reveal many details at all about his love life, but he did say he's actively dating a beautiful Christian woman, and he might reveal her soon. Scott, a 2-term senator, tried reframing the liability as a selling point for voters, telling Axios that if elected, he would likely have more time, more energy, and more latitude to do the job than a married man. Number 3. Most of us only know how to look out for the tightness of the chest and numbness in the left arm when it comes to recognizing a heart attack. But surprisingly, heart attacks are not as dramatic as many think, and there are subtle signs that we all need to take more seriously. The What You Need to Know newsletter and our partners at blackhealthmatters.com give a list of subtle signs that you may be at risk of a heart attack, such as swollen feet and ankles. Number 4. 47 years after being found guilty of rape in 1976, Leonard Mack, now 72 years old, was officially exonerated due to new DNA evidence. Mack served 7.5 years, remained on parole until the mid-1980s, and was required to register as a sex offender after being found guilty of raping 12th graders in 1975. After submitting his DNA to a database, a man convicted for a Queens rape in 2004 was a match to the 1975 Greenberg rape and confessed. Number 5. Global insured losses from natural disasters exceeded $130 billion last year, with Hurricane Ian ranking as the second costliest event in history, responsible for around $50 billion to $55 billion in global insured losses. Our CPA to the stars, Katrina M. Kraft, gives us tips how consumers can navigate the challenging home insurance market amid growing climate-driven weather risk. One of the tips is to anticipate higher premiums because the average annual cost of homeowners insurance nationwide now stands at $2,777, and rates are rising. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams. You have the power to achieve them. Okay. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Black Health Matters. Barbara Scotia College, an HBCU in Concord, North Carolina, needs our help. The What You Need to Know team is asking supporters, alumni, and friends of Barbara Scotia to help them meet their immediate and pressing needs by donating to help Barbara Scotia rise. Please join the thousands of donors from around the world who are stepping up to save one of the nation's oldest HBCUs. Visit SybylWilkes.com for more information. If you're living with pain and discomfort in your feet, legs, thighs, or buttocks, that may be a sign of a serious health problem. Peripheral artery disease, also known as PAD, is a disease of the blood vessels outside the heart. It causes reduced blood flow to the area of the body with a diseased blood vessel. Diabetes, smoking, and high blood pressure are strong risk factors for PAD. Each year, approximately 150,000 leg amputations are performed in the U.S., and most cases occur in people with diabetes and PAD. Talk to a doctor on how to manage your PAD, reduce your risk for heart disease and stroke, and prevent the loss of a limb. Learn more at heart.org/PAD. And check out a celebration of Black filmmakers rooted in the HBCU culture, November 10th through the 12th at Howard University's Blackburn Center. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
$500 for lunchman for keeping up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.